Welcome, new Wastelanders! Fallout 76 has come a long way since launch. In fact, it's almost a completely different game. As a result, there's an influx of new players looking for hot tips to get their Appalachian adventures started on the right foot. If you're one of them, we've got a handy list of 10 things to do first. The very first one happens just as soon as you leave the vault. You'll be prompted to start the game as either a battle-ready dweller or a fresh dweller. The former is a series of pre-made builds and selected perks that start at level 20, while the latter begins at level 2 with a single perk. It may seem counterintuitive, but starting fresh is better for new players. Fallout 76 is a complex game, and jumping in at level 20 can frankly be overwhelming. Starting fresh guarantees that you'll learn the mechanics as you build your first character. Speaking of, it's good to identify the kind of build you want relatively early. Try different weapons to get a feel for short versus long-range guns, as well as melee options. There's nothing wrong with using a variety of weapons, but specializing will guide you as you level up. For example, if you like to swing heavy weapons with one or two hands, you can choose perks that increase your damage with them. Perks fall under certain stats, but they can affect a variety of mechanics. For that reason, keeping a build in mind makes it easier to pick your perks. Sleep is an important but underrated mechanic in many Fallout games, and 76 is no different. Sleeping gradually restores your health, and if you sleep for just 30 seconds, you'll gain the rested status. That gets you a 5% XP increase for the next hour, which is a great exchange rate. You can even sleep before leaving Vault 76. Similarly, spend some time playing music when you get the chance. 30 seconds of that will make you well-tuned, which grants a 25% increase to AP generation for an hour. Sounds pretty good, right? As with all Fallout games, you'll be spending a lot of time exploring the world, so why not get started right away? There's no need to beeline from quest marker to quest marker, and doing so would frankly be a disservice to yourself. Going off the beaten path means collecting resources, discovering new locations, kicking off side quests, and so much more. In fact, we'd even recommend clearing most quest info off of your HUD unless you're actively completing one. Get out there and enjoy the scenery. While you're out there in nature, you'll need to set up your camp. The game's main quest teaches you very early on how to do this, but there's nothing stopping you from making camp anytime you want, as long as the terrain is viable. Remember that your camp serves as a free fast travel point, as well as your general home base. You won't have too many build options unlocked at the start, but setting up something super basic will still teach you how the camp mechanics work. When you're ready to meet some other Wastelanders, be on the lookout for the game's various factions. You'll probably run into the Responders at the Gilman Lumber Mill first, since that's just south of Vault 76. Doing quests for groups like this is one of the best methods for being guided through the world and collecting resources and rewards along the way. Even better, there's no need to choose between rival factions, such as 76's Settlers and Raiders. You can still have combat encounters in the wild depending on your reputation, but you'll never be locked out of working with one faction or the other.
Nice to see a new face. Welcome to Outpost Crater 1, kid.
These groups also offer daily quests, which you can repeat each day you log in for quick rewards. For example, the aforementioned Responders will always ask you to prep and deliver a care package. There are also several daily quests you can stumble onto as you make your way through Appalachia. Keep tabs on these so that you can quickly net yourself some easy rewards every time you play. It's a good way to pass a little time if you're waiting for friends, too. Speaking of playing together, there's nothing stopping you from joining a public team right away. The casual option means anyone can group up regardless of their level. If you join players with a higher level than yours, then you have a pretty good shot at gaining lots of bonus XP by riding their coattails in tougher missions. You can fast travel to your teammates without spending any caps, which is great if you want to explore a certain part of the map. Additionally, players with a high enough charisma score can share their perks, so simply joining a team can get you a temporary boost. This goes hand in hand with the previous point. Make sure you're participating in public events when you can. These randomly occur every 20 minutes, and you can join as often as you'd like. Just check the Events tab on your map. Events involve a good amount of combat, so they're not really recommended as a solo venture, especially at a low level. That said, there's nothing stopping you from giving it a go if you just want the rewards. There's always a chance of scoring rare gear too. And if you happen to die during the event, don't sweat it. In fact, don't worry about dying at any point in Fallout 76. All you lose is the junk you're carrying, and even then, it drops in a paper bag at the location of your death, which is then marked on your map. If you're regularly dropping your junk into your stash, this won't even be an issue. If you really do want to get those resources back, just return to the scene and pick them up. Dying isn't a big deal at all in this game. So all of these suggestions should give you a leg up in the early parts of Fallout 76. There are a lot of systems and mechanics at play here, but these 10 tips will make the learning curve that much easier. For more Fallout 76 coverage, guides, and anything else you might need out there in Appalachia, head to our wiki on IGN.